Hey, what's up you guys, it's Dorothy and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're going to go into chapter 32 of the game by Lindsay Miller, which is the final chapter of our book, which I am happy about because I have been sitting on this floor like this for almost 2 hours to film these videos, but you know, all worth it. So let's get right into this video. This video may contain sensitive topics and foul language. If you do not wish to continue, I suggest you click off the video now. You have been warned. Excuse me. Chapter 32. The cemetery where Abby was buried didn't allow dogs, so Leah brought pictures of dogs instead. The end of March had come and gone quickly, and Leah couldn't remember April, though she was pretty sure she hadn't napped through it. Grief and panic had made a blur of everything, smearing the edges of even last year's memories until it was all before and after. The final day, though, was as clear as if Leah were still living it. She hadn't been able to go near the auditorium since. Georgia had been poisoned. Faith had laced her granola bar with something toxic, but miraculously she hadn't died. Leah had heard that she was finally out of the hospital. Leah had only returned to school 4 times since that day with Faith. All of them were mostly cruising till graduation. None of the teachers want to be that teacher and yell at someone for not working. Apparently the high school administration was fairly touchy about being known as a serial killer high online, with competitive kids killing over grades. They had brought in extra counselors and therapists to work with the students, and they had agreed to let Leah finish school with relaxed hours in class. Most of her work was handled at home or at gyms. Jim had tried to tell the security guards what was happening in the drama room and hadn't been believed at all until a dozen seniors started sprinting toward it and the cops were called. Jim's parents hadn't been as kind to the front office as Leah's. They probably wouldn't have believed Leah sooner. They finally stopped sending out those letters about cutting class, Leah said, giving Abby's shiny new headstone a sympathy pat. I think the front office took about a month to catch up with what my counselor had arranged. Caught a murderer and didn't die, muttered Devin. What more do they want from you? Leah reached over and nudged his leg. Anyway, Faith's going to jail for a long time. Faith's parents had hired the best defense attorney in the state, and at the time Leah saw them on the news, they were silent and stone-faced. They never looked at Faith. It was like she wasn't there at all, but Faith had found a new sort of attention in the dregs of the internet. Some people agreed with Faith and thought she had deserved the scholarship. They weren't kind in their comments about why. Leah had deleted her social media accounts after that, and she also accepted that the game was over. The council never announced a winner, and somehow she was okay with that. She, Jim, and Devin had all won, really. They were alive. Carefully, she laid a new picture of omelet, biodegradable and cleared, by the cemetery's front office next to the wilting flowers and mementos. May adopted a dog. He's the wrinkliest pug, like 5 years old already and breathes like a tornado, but she likes him. He tried to eat Jim's socks. My favorite pair of socks, Jim added from somewhere behind Leah. That little goblin. Leah knew Jim had spent a lot of time recently at May's house supporting her. It was going to take a long time to accept everything that had happened. Leah stood up and glanced back at Jim and Devin, who waited a few steps behind her. Jim had returned to class, Devin hadn't returned to school, and his parents had dared the office to say anything. It was amazing what getting stabbed on school property did for administrative red tape. Ready? He asked. He had on a concert t-shirt and a pair of athletic shorts. The mark on his arm was all but gone. You had to look really close to see it. We can walk if you're not. We can, I have no good socks left, Jim whispered to him. Don't volunteer me to walk. I would carry you, but I got stabbed, he shrugged. Jim snorted. You didn't even need stitches. I'm ready, Leah said, and joined her friends. Come on, no carrying required. Are you sure you're ready to go? Devin hooked one arm through Leah's, the loose weight of his arm against hers, as warm as the sun peeking through the spring clouds above them. It's not like we have much to do. We can wait around. No, I'm good, Leah said. I don't know if this is for me. Her therapist had suggested talking to Abby, but like everyone else had underestimated Leah's hatred of explaining her own feelings, even to ghosts. Instead of apologizing, she had tried talking about everything else. This time it still felt weird. Her mom was trying, and her dad was attempting something like parenthood. Now that the seriousness of the past few months was clear, Mark had even taken a week off to come visit her, and their parents hadn't said a word about him missing class for Leah. That was nice. New but nice. A month ago, Leah's mind had been fixed on May as the month of her childhood would end, and the world hit her full force. Every choice had felt important, and every mistake like the end of the world. Then death had come barreling in with all grace of an angry 18-year-old who thought they were owed the world. But after all that had happened, for the first time in ages, fear didn't constrict her chest or speed up her heart. It didn't even rear in its head. Your parents haven't been on you as much now, right? Jim asked. Leah nodded. Yeah, they have been treating me a lot better, but I don't know how long it will last. She said they're already iffy on letting me visit Devon next year. It's only 3 hours away. Devon pulled them to a stop, his fingers curling gently around her arm. You can come confront a killer but not have a boyfriend? Leah laughed. It's funny when you say it like that. She wasn't sure what would happen between her and Devon. Things changed. People changed. Maybe Leah and Devon wouldn't like who the other became in 4 years. But for now, they were together, and they had caught a murderer and not died. A long-distance relationship in college seemed a lot less daunting after that. They walked through the cemetery grounds, avoiding stepping on headstones. It was a quiet and peaceful place with trees and stone benches and ornate shrubbery. It made Leah sad to think of Abby here, but as far as a final resting place went, it was pretty nice. Yeah, I think they put up a fight just for show. I'm not keeping that to that rule, Leah said. She kissed his cheek. I'm allowed to visit Jim. That is, if you still want me. Jim gave her a gentle push. Please, you are welcome any time. I'm bringing a sleeping bag for you, so you'll always have a place to crash. Excuse me. Leah wasn't going to college, not yet at least. Her mom kept saying. After everything, Leah wanted a break. She had gotten a job at a cafe a town over where fewer people knew her face. If nothing else, working would give her more control over her life. Maybe that was why her parents hated her new plan. Devon exhaled with a whistle. Let's just hope no underclassmen get any ideas about how to get a free pass senior year. Suddenly, the sound of three phones vibrating at the same time disrupted the stillness of the cemetery grounds. Leah looked at Jim and Devon, pulling her phone out of her pocket. Jim and Devon took their phones out as well. A new email notification scrolled across Leah's phone. Hunting season is open, Jim asked, reading aloud. Leah opened hers. Hello, assassins. Are you ready to finish your jobs? This email serves as the official notice that you have not completed the final round of assassins and still fall under our command. Instructions will follow. Happy hunting, the council. They're not serious, Devon said, shaking his head incredulously. Right? I don't know. Jim swallowed and checked another message. Assassins had officially been banned. No one had dared to argue it. No one even wanted to. It looks like other people besides us got the message too, even those ones who withdrew ages ago. A second email appeared in Leah's inbox. It had no subject and took up only 2 lines. Let's not worry about the game anymore, Leah said. Shivering in her paper-thin cotton top, the game was in the past. Her future, whatever it was, lay in front of her. Devon reached for her hand. Cold? Yeah. An unsettling feeling had formed in her stomach. She ran her hands over her bare arms, which were now covered with goosebumps. Leah deleted the second email and put her phone away. Come on, let's get away from here. Leah Prince, you will miss your friends next year, but you have bigger things to worry about. This time we won't let you ruin our fun. But then again, murder is a necessity. Fun is optional. The Council. That is the end of this book. I hope that you guys enjoyed it as much as I did, and I can't wait to get into the next book with you guys. Bye.